This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up today using promo code SGPN to get a 100% deposit match, and then go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/dog to enter our bonus contest. 5 winners will receive shirts, hats, and a $50 SGPN gift card. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today.
What's up, everybody? You're watching SGPN. Fuck the Cowboys. Let's go, baby.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. We just put a banger in the hopper.
Yeah,
two ers probably sounds funny there, but got a banger in the hopper. Little SGP stories episode.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten in on the Patreon bonus episode, going to be dropping later today, tomorrow. And it was awesome. We go back to I used to host a podcast. This is all the way in 2009. Green Room. It was like comedy. Did some sports as well, and had Kramer on as a guest, and also had this crazy guy who is a hypnosis expert who also did past life regressions. And Kramer comes in super skeptical of whether hypnosis is going to work. You're not going to hypnotize me. And he's hypnotized. He thinks he's in the Civil War times. Don't worry, as a Union soldier fighting on the right side of history. And just hearing Kramer hypnotized is pretty crazy.
Hearing us talk 15 years ago was pretty crazy.
Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Get in over there, and the Patreon only shirts. If you're in the Patreon, that's the only way you can get these debuting. Look at this.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah. All right. You got the Python money. Yeah. I mean, again, DGens only tier of Patreon, 6 months of service. There's going to be 2 of these a year. Basically, they will be not sold in the store ever.
Patreon only. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon.
You're looking at the spring version. Of course, there will be a fall.
It's like a pledge class.
A fall version. Well, and for us especially, there's one for college basketball. There's one for the start of NFL. It's very easy to remember when the shirts come out.
Speaking of college basketball, this guy, a huge college basketball fan.
I am an East Carolina fan.
Oh, wow.
Joining us on the line from the college basketball experience, Mr. Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. Oh, and he's got the deep diving mask because no snorkelers here, only scuba divers. What's up, Colby?
We're deep sea diving today. The slate for tomorrow. A lot of mid-major madness. I know. Woo. Kramer's upset as a snorkeler. We're not going to be able to talk. We're not going to be able to talk about just big time programs. But don't worry, these are big time programs in their own right. We are going deep sea diving, folks.
The irony is the deep sea diving mask does kind of look like a snork mask with the way like the air tube comes out. It kind of looks like one of those. The snork nose.
Very much so. I who knew he had one at his house.
Coming off the 27th, not an amazing slate overall for us. I think one of Discord's better days, unfortunately. But I mean, Kramer, you were 3-11-1, but you still got the Bonnies right on your lock. We were 4-2 on our locks combined. Colby 2-0, and then I hit the Notre Dame money line, so that was a nice cash.
I did somehow. I fired up because of course, as we go through this journey of giving out picks, I want to make sure the picks are in my pocket. I fired up the old app. Turned out I went 2-2-1 yesterday.
Oh wow!
So I lost the vig, but I after looking at the sheet, I was surprised. I know the sheet. How did I avoid a massacre here? Well, I was on. Somehow I got on Florida State as well. That might have been an accident, but helped me break even yesterday.
Well,
tough day. And the Bonnie's bet was at risk because we got the late intel from a couple friends of the program who warned us that school was not in session, and the last time this happened, they really shit the bed as like 9 or 10 point favorites. But shout out to the Bonnies; they did help us.
Our parlay hit the wall, unfortunately. But I bet my stuff, which I don't know how Kansas. Colby, what happened to Kansas in that second half? I still don't understand how BYU worked them at home. That was to me one of the more surprising results.
Well, I thought that line stunk a little bit. I still took Kansas, but I was like, I thought it should have been around 9. And then you figure it's a sleepy spot after the Texas win. Texas coming to Lawrence the final time, and you let those Super Soakers get hot.
Syracuse I hit. I played Colby's Florida State as well. Notre Dame I played it with the points and the money line.
Look at you.
And then Pittsburgh, when I actually bet it was 7.5. So did not push that.
Oh my God.
Colby taking off the mask. Pitt was a live dog. You guys both had them as your dog. They were
hot in there.
They were hanging around. Couldn't quite get the dub, but let's get to it. Let's talk picks here.
I mean, well, first I think before you talk picks, you might want to talk about that piece of shit.
Whoa.
Breaking news.
We're not talking about Jay Billis, right?
Kyle Filipowski.
Can we stop before you break the news? Can I just say, Colby, that your social media work over the past couple of days has been excellent. Especially enjoyed you mocking Brandon Walker this morning, accusing him of being someone else, getting some stem
Calling
cell
him Jeff Bridges.
Just treatment. I don't know if that's a compliment.
Who's Brandon Walker?
Exactly. I don't know if that's a compliment for Jeff Bridges or an insult to Brandon Walker. Either way.
Is that the backup power forward on Northern Colorado?
I feel like it's totally you are galvanizing half of this country.
Well, I mean, and then you're not even counting in the Noah Beanick saying that he studies dick.
That was amazing. Yes, sent that in. You texted that to us. That was an amazing clip.
What do you mean?
See if you can play that. Ryan.
Imagine.
Yeah. Can you load that up here? Actually, I'll send it to Josh. Here we go.
Send it to Josh, but. Maybe you could say what you said. So you're saying that Noah, because we all know Noah's an analog handicapper. He has notebooks on notebooks. So you're saying that one of his notebooks is on dick?
No, the LeBaron can't get a signal. He's all analog.
So he's an analog dick guy. Like, I wonder if that means he measures from the base.
I want a dick rubbed on me tonight.
All right, we're talking about Noah, but no, the big news is
that was from pre-hypnosis or post-hypnosis.
Kyle Filipowski there is going to be playing by all accounts. I got in an argument with a Duke fan because I tweeted out I'm not a wrestling loser, but whoever the guy is with long hair that has the fake cast on his leg and then he rips it off.
Triple X.
Oh yeah, hold on. That's Beanick.
That's
what is going on
video.
here?
The video inside of that. I commented and said that's Noah's live pulse on a dick.
Oh, go down. Go down.
Yeah, go down. Great. Go down.
Scroll down. Here you go. Here's
I think I have a good pulse on dick because I took his lower. You have a good pulse on Kansas. I think I have a good pulse on dick because I took his lower. You have a good pulse on Kansas.
Colby just going,
I think I have a good pulse on dick.
Colby just saying that could be.
Can we turn that into a drop?
And he was talking to Mac. He was talking to Mac. So I wanted to cut in and be like, what'd you just say? Right? Because it was more of a him arguing with Mac there. So
Noah's humor is elite. You need to stop holding this guy down.
I tweeted out the photo or the GIF of the wrestler who has his he's in the wheelchair with the
Triple H
with the cast on his leg. Then he throws the sheet off and then stands up and he's completely fine.
Elite.
And I said, live look at Kyle Filipowski. Got a lot of positive feedback. One guy really hated it. And he was like, Duke beats Louisville playing only their bench. Filipowski will not play Wednesday. Do you watch basketball at all? And I go, it could be a joke. Only if you're called out on it, though. Why would he sit Wednesday if he wasn't actually injured? And I go, well, because they don't need him to beat Louisville, as you pointed out. And then I said, are you sure he's 100% sitting? And then he said, if I were a betting man, I bet he sits, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, so he's perfectly healthy, but he's going to sit out of the game. Turns out he's perfectly healthy and he's not going to sit out of the game. According to sources, Kyle Filipowski is looking to play tonight.
They never even took X-rays. This is Duke University. You have X-ray capability there all throughout, scattered X-ray ass throughout that whole university. And they also look Shire in the post game was talking about the knee. Come on. And I saw Jay Billis get a little rattled on another show today. Hilarious to see it all go down. Yeah. I mean, we're on the right side of history on this one, guys.
You broke up a little bit there, and it could have been, I think it was probably Jay Billis's team trying to shut you up, talking more smack about him and the court storm situation. I will say that what Sean essentially read, how do you age that in your mind if you're the guy writing it? Like what is his angle today? Have you followed up with this guy today?
I did. I quote tweeted with the news of that he was playing. I have not heard back.
Really?
Mostly these guys are cowards. I mean, the guy still owes me $50 that thought Trey Lance was going to be ahead of Sam Darnold in the depth chart. I bookmarked a tweet. I follow up.
It just
every
happened.
6 months.
Like he just said this, it just happened. He's very wrong. Like this is almost like conspiracy theory level of inverted being wrong. Like he went hard into a very specific thing and was very wrong about that specific thing. This is obviously a modern day Grayson Allen times a million, but I mean, are we at all worried about his safety? On the court.
Is this going to be a us versus the world Duke narrative? Now, like people are coming for Duke, and in the same way that like Spygate rallied the Patriots. Are we worried, Ryan, that this is bulletin board material for the? And I tagged Kyle Filipowski. I'm not scared of him.
Well, he's probably got millions of followers.
Yeah, I wonder if that would be funny if he retweeted it.
Yeah, I think. What I've enjoyed the most out of this was not so much Colby getting angry, but watching other former players of some basketball, some football point out that like, why aren't you paying attention? You see this sea of people running at you. Why are you not? And it immediately
put your head on the swivel.
It made me think immediately of my kids, and my older daughter will walk the fucking cross a street as if a car wouldn't like fuck her up if it ran into her. Like, I'm just going to cruise slow as shit right here because that car is not going to do a goddamn thing. It's like, dude, there was a surge of people running at you. Your instinct shouldn't be to flop like a fish, try to trip the guy. Like, I have serious character concerns. If I'm an NFL or I'm an NBA team right now, he's off my board.
He's off.
What are you talking about? He fits the rest of your roster.
This is the NBA we're talking about.
Yeah. I'm out. I think even you don't think LeBron James would have dropped one of those motherfuckers? Like show me you care. I mean, drop your shoulder, get low, pad level, baby.
The photo of him with the crying face is really like, it reminded me of Nancy Kerrigan. Like, why?
Well, she got hit in the knee.
Yeah, she got whacked pretty good with that club. Galooly would have finished the job on Filipowski. That's all I know.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? A little bit of a private school pussy run into situation, and he's down for the count.
All right, we're gonna get to some college basketball picks before we do that. Of course, shout out to Hall of Fame Bets. Head over to hofbets.com. Use the promo code SGPN. You get 50% off your first month. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app, and they are adding college basketball for March Madness just in time for conference tournament. I know more and more people are getting into the college basketball player props market, and again, super I mean, if you really dive in, I think there's still a nice edge here in college basketball player props, and Hall of Fame Bets helps you exploit those. Go to hofbets.com, use the promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month. Hall of Fame Bets.
All right. You know, I wanna warn the audience, because when I think there was a mix up in dates originally, and when I had Colby update the sheet, he goes, "Just want to warn you guys, Thursday's a little light with the games that you like." Of course, making fun of us with a backhanded, we only like the Power 5 games. But if Colby's apologizing for the slate we're about to break down, there's going to be some hilarious games coming up. But first up, he has figured out that we love starting at 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. We'll head to Columbus, Ohio. Feel like we've talked about this Ohio State team one too many times, considering how I understand the coach is gone now, so the quits may be gone. They're laying 2.5 here against Nebraska. One of those teams I think we like better at home than the road. Colby,
Nebraska's horrible on the road. Horrible. 2-7 on the road. Ohio State's 11-4 at home, and Jake Diebler's cookies there is igniting this Ohio State team. He's an Ohio guy, so I'm all over Ohio State. I think they do it. I think they win this, and I think there's probably going to be some crazy value on taking Ohio State to win the Big Ten tournament. And like, I think it's worth taking a sprinkle, because I think coming into the year, I thought the roster wasn't that bad. Holtman did a really bad job the previous couple of years with that roster. I could see them making a run. The Big Ten, I mean, obviously you have Purdue, but after that, I don't know if you really, and Purdue's known to choke. So it's worth taking a little sprinkle on the Buckeyes. And I'm all over them here at home, getting it done.
Yeah, I'm with you. Ohio State and Nebraska also, to me, I think is a bet on team if they're at home. Like, they've been amazing at home this season, but to your point, on the road the splits are kind of differently. And this Ohio State team, with the exception of the obvious letdown spot in Minnesota, which everyone was on the Gophers in that one, Ohio State has had some renewed vigor. Like, they look like a better team. And your point, Colby, they could be frisky conference tournament, maybe regular tournament. I don't know. Purdue, I feel like will win the conference tournament, get people off the set, and then fuck it up. They'll win the first game and then lose in the next one, is my prediction. Early prediction based on Purdue.
I think you have to fade Nebraska in this spot. Although I feel like some of our 2.5 point favorites from the past shows have not been great. Shout out to Mississippi State for shitting all over themselves, blowing that game against Kentucky. You got to take the Buckeyes. It's a new team. Sean has gone off camera. Looks like he's looking to procure something here. Perhaps he's got to reload at the blackjack table. Let's head over to Discord. Gets their first.
my KenPom subscription ended, and I gotta re-up it, and I forgot what the last 3 of my CVV was.
Best investment in sports would be get. If you don't have access behind the KenPom paywall, you're not being serious. Because even us TMZ college basketball fans, Sean, we know to take advantage of Ken Pomeroy.
I mean, the guy he's got good data.
Great data. 2, basic website without lots of things popping up in my face.
Just
3,
the numbers.
Easy colors. 4, fellow
Brian,
Virginia Tech grad.
I heard you mention the Kentucky game. I assume you were apologizing for making fun of me for picking Kentucky. No, you were like, oh, this is you missed your window on Kentucky. Now you're trying to chase here with Kentucky.
Sean always right green.
No,
popping his head up.
No, but come on, you did get on your soapbox and explain to me why I was so wrong about Kentucky.
Colby and I got you on the right side of that. Discord enjoy Nebraska plus the points on the road. Discord's on a little bit of a heater. I've not seen anyone reaching out to brag in our face. We do welcome that. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Lowell, Massachusetts to see I mean, this is probably one of those games you got to click the extra tab there on your book. Bryant heads to Lowell to take on UMass Lowell. -3 for the home team here. Colby, you mentioned there was a light slate. This is we're already to the extras.
I thought
tab.
you said this was light, Colby. I mean, Bryant, UMass Lowell is going to be on everyone's screen.
It should be, because it's third place in the American East against second place, and they're battling for seeding right now as we're coming down the wire in the AE. And Bryant, Phil Martelli Jr. is the interim head coach because Jared Grasso got caught having sex with a student and also had an 8 ball of coke in his office there. So I mean,
is that frowned upon?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was coaching 101, right?
Was it medicinal? I don't think we've talked about it, but Arnett's lawyer talking about medicinal prescription meth. Maybe this was prescription cocaine. All
right. Colby, I'm looking at the numbers. Why is UMass Lowell only favored by 3 points? I don't see. I mean, Bryant, one of the worst teams in the nation, offensive rebounding percentage, giving up 7.4% at the line.
Oh wow!
What am I missing here?
I mean, it's probably because Bryant's just a decent team. They have a talented roster that we were really liking them before that incident with the students and the cocaine. We were kind of liking the fact that they got Raphael Pinzone, they got Timberlake back, and it was like, hey, they could make a run. But it's kind of been a tough season for them. I think that's why you got to load up on Lowell. As much as I like Phil Martelli Jr., I think Lowell, knowing the moment, the fact that they're competing for a championship this year, Vermont, they've been building for this. They were really good last year, Lowell. They couldn't get past Vermont. Lowell's 9-3 at home. Bryant's had their struggles on the road. They've also lost 2 in a row. Lowell's won 3 in a row, closing out, and it's senior night. How about that angle? Let's go there.
What the only bad angle would be they have Vermont on deck.
Look ahead spot,
but I don't think they can be looking ahead.
No.
And so I like the favorites, but it seems like we got to take the home.
No,
team
that's
here.
why I'm all over Lowell here. I just wanted to talk to Colby about, hey, what am I missing here? And these are actual numbers, Colby, or are these still projections?
These are numbers.
Okay.
These are out there in the universe.
Great. Yeah, no, Lowell -3 seems like a gift. The only thing that's scaring me is it seems a bit too easy.
This is why you got to get the early numbers, Sean.
I know.
Yeah, it's probably going to move. We'll have to get down. I mean, again, click the extras tab. Hofstra heads to Wilmington, North Carolina. Another 4 p.m. tip here, where is it the Seahawks?
Correct.
Wilmington are taking on Hofstra. Different seabirds up there around the Hofstra campus. They're kind of the Radford of the North. UNC Wilmington laying 4.
A Radford of the North.
I'm sure someone who's gone to Hofstra is going to be offended by that comment, but I mean it with love. Colby, again, you said the card was light. Assume you like the home team here.
Well, especially we were on Campbell the other night, and Campbell upset Wilmington, stormed the court there in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. The first court storming after the tragedy that happened in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Well, you forgot, Colby. They released video. The Campbell students stormed the court, and then they lit a candle in honor of Josh Filipowski.
No, wow.
It was actually a touching tribute. What did I call him?
Josh Filipowski.
Come on. I think that's a comedian we know.
Wilmington.
Ahead,
this is a
Colby.
smash spot for Wilmington. Look, I mean, both these teams disappointing because they don't have football programs, but they are right there competing for second place. I mean, I think Charleston's probably locked up first place, but I think that you're jockeying for position here, and it's a huge game. And Wilmington obviously getting upset by the Camels. They're 9-1 at home. They're at the Trask Coliseum. Great place to catch a basketball game if you haven't been. Meanwhile, Hofstra and Speedy Claxton are 4-9 on the road. They've had issues on the road. I think Wilmington is the spot here. Remember, Wilmington beat Kentucky in Rupp this year. They're a good team, so I like laying the points all day.
No, I mean, just them coming off the loss, I think, is really all you need to know. Yeah, I'm all in on UNC Wilmington laying this short number. I mean, they got the matchup, but really, I mean, maybe you'd be worried they're a little gas from the double OT game, but that was on Monday at Campbell. Now back at home. This is a good spot. They need to close out strong. So yeah, UNC dub.
Are they laying points? Yes. Looking forward to the CAA tournament. Always an underrated one. Will Colby, are you going to be back enjoying God's Eye for conference tournament time?
Potentially.
Oh,
we're working out the
It's in negotiations.
Yeah, we're working out the negotiations.
UNC Wilmington 5-2 against the spread after a loss. So coming back to why we like UNC Wilmington, coming off an L, a good spot feels like for them. So another consensus play here.
Yep, and excellent free throw shooting team as well, Sean.
No, come on.
Which and just a classic. This is a classic mid major. Just they play some smooth offense. They play a little bit of defense.
What do they need to do to get in the tournament, Colby?
Win.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. They got to win the entire conference now. I mean, they have the win at Kentucky, and that looks great. But losing to Campbell, they also got beat by Elon. I think they got to win the whole tournament.
CAA currently ranked 19th in Ken Palm's rankings for conferences. So single bid. Good
Colby,
luck.
What about quick sidebar? What about Cal State Northridge? They've been a beast against the spread.
They're on the slate, buddy. Later on,
they are.
I was going to say, Sean, it's a light slate. Don't worry. We're talking about the Matadors. All right, 3 games,
just chomping at the bit.
3 games, 3 favorites. You know the drill. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Greenville, North Carolina, where Colby's ECU Pirates taking on the Tigers of Memphis. This is an absolute, I would imagine, a get-up spot here for the East Carolina Pirates. We could have a good old-fashioned storm, and when the Pirates were storming your shores, something was about to get raped, pillaged, and stolen. Colby, why are you taking East Carolina to storm?
I'm sorry, we got some drizzle here. The storm is coming into Greenville, and look, Mike Schwartz and ECU. It's been an up and down year. Obviously, some injuries, some transfer stuff, getting some waivers late, but they got caught down in Houston, Texas against the Rice Owls. Look ahead spot because they know Penny Hardaway and Memphis are coming into Greenville. It's a bounce back spot for the Schwartz. And look, here we go.
And may the Schwartz be with you. What a world, what a world.
Let's go. Give me these Pirates at home. You kidding me?
We got to get Colby back in the studio.
They're 11-7 at home. Memphis has had their struggles on the road, just 6-5 on the road. You can't just go into Mingus Coliseum. All right. The crowd's going to be rocking. We know we look every year when Memphis comes, we said, okay, that's when they spend a lot of money on their program. You storm and you storm hard. Let's go Pirates. We're going to get this. We're going to get this done.
I am an East Carolina fan.
Yep. So am I, especially you want to talk about bounce back spot. East Carolina, the best in the American Conference against the spread after a loss, 8-3-1, and also pretty good here. Home dog, I would imagine they are about 500. But yeah, I like this spot for them. Feels a hair high. I'll ride with ECU.
Not worried about the insane size difference between these teams.
Long Cox.
They make up for it in Hart, Ryan. No, I'm with Colby. They show up after a loss, like him at home here.
Really?
Kramer, I assume you're taking Memphis.
Nah, you know what? Colby was pretty passionate there.
You like a good Tiger.
This is tough because I feel like we've seen this movie before. The team with the incredible length shows up to the campus where they're not used to so much length. All the ladies are caught by storm. Memphis by a million. Colby seemed passionate. My problem is that ECU's offense fucking sucks.
That is a problem.
They're horrible
wait
at the line.
Wait a second here. I mean, offensive rating, they're 214th. I get it, but this is Mark Adams, the former Texas Tech guy with Chris Beard. He's the assistant coach. They don't focus on offense. They focus on defense. They are a much higher ranked defense than the Memphis Tigers, and the Memphis Tigers have struggled to score on the road. So let's go.
Yeah, this is give me Memphis. You're right. Stay chalky. Don't agree with Colby when he's talking about the Pussy Pack or ECU. All right.
What do you mean the Pussy Pack? That was my lock. Florida State -2.
That was easy money.
Yeah, I won money there. I'm just letting people know the general rule when you're talking about ECU or the Pussy Pack. There's emotions. They run deep, and you're never gonna. Have you ever picked against ECU?
Yes, once this year, and it hit.
Okay. South Dakota State. The earth is flat. Heading to Grand Forks, North Dakota, to take on the North Dakota. I almost called them the Bison, Colby, and then you would have had reason to call me a snorkeler. They're not the Bison. How could I be so stupid? 5 p.m. on the West Coast. We got to pick them here. The Jackrabbits come to town. Colby, this one qualifies as light slate. Maybe an extras tab game as well.
I'm sorry. We have Grand Forks, North Dakota is a possible heavy storm watch.
Really?
Heavy storm watch. Yes, because South Dakota State has owned this conference. This is the best North Dakota State's been in a very long time. Like this is North Dakota hasn't had a good basketball team in a very long time. They are in second place. They have won, I think, 8 of their last 10. This is 100% storm watch. If they win this game, they will storm. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that South Dakota State's been a blue blood in this conference for the most part before Max Asmus arrived. So I'm with it. The energy in the building, it's going to be all for North Dakota. Unfortunately, South Dakota State's going to beat them though. So they're not going to get the storm. So give me the Jackrabbits to get it done. They're the better team. They're the better program.
South Dakota State not particularly good at home. ATS sub 500. I don't know. North Dakota, at least they have a couple. Or sorry, vice versa. North Dakota isn't particularly good as a home team. ATS and I mean, and South Dakota
the way
State
South Dakota State shoots the 3.
Yeah, South Dakota State at least does some stuff good. To Colby's point, 35.4% from behind the arc, 55% 2-point shots as well, 20th in the nation. So South Dakota State can at least hit a couple shots. I'm with you, Colby.
Yeah, we always fall in love with a Summit League team heading into the tournament to be this is a great upset team. Here is a 12 seed.
I feel like they get worked in the tournament though.
Every year. It's the Fighting Hawks. Which, by the way, they changed their name a couple years back. They were the Fighting Sioux, I believe. Interesting to go into the Hawks. I feel like the other Dakota names are a lot stronger than this one. Give me South Dakota State again. Every year we fall in love with a Summit League team, and why do we fall in love with that Summit League team? Well, they always tend to shoot the 3 ball pretty well. They always tend to look like the same kind of team. They run a lot of action, good motion on the offense. This is probably that team this year. Jackrabbits, let's go. I once saw a bobcat hunt a jackrabbit in person in the Mojave Desert. That's my Bill Walton narrate life moment. Stanford heads to Salt Lake City, Utah, where the Utes 5:30 p.m. on the West Coast are laying 7. This Stanford team, I think forever. I can remember Sean back to our Burbank house. We lived with a guy who infamously called one of the Lopez's a Blopez because he had B Lopez on his jersey. They always have big donkeys on this team, but yeah, this is another like default Utah at home, right, Colby?
This is a lock. I mean, Utah at home. They're in a desperate spot. They got to win out here. I mean, Utah. They let Arizona off the hook. Like a week or so ago, triple overtime loss to Arizona, and they needed that win on the resume. They got to take care of business. And Stanford, Jared Haas, I don't know how the hell he's still the coach there. You got to think they're going to fire him any day now. And they've lost 4 in a row for a reason, and they've been ass on the road, 3-6 on the road this year. Meanwhile, Utah at home, much like in football, it's a completely different game. They're 12-2 at home. Salt Lake City's always rocking. Load up on the Utes minus the points there against the Cardinal.
I don't know about this one.
They're only 8-6 ATS. Utah not good from the line. They're not particularly good even coming off a loss. So if you're expecting them to bounce back against the spread, you're not going to see that coming. And
Kind of don't like this matchup.
Stanford, I think, can hang around with them because of their offense. 13th in the nation from behind the arc, 75.2% at the line compared to Utah 64.6, and you're giving them 7 points. Stanford all day.
We're both I'm on a 7-point dog again. Sean.
I don't feel good that I'm on a dog with Kramer, but Stanford is the play.
Back-to-back picks, not taking a favorite. Let's go.
You're okay with the last 3 times they went on the road, they lost to Washington State by 13, Washington, who sucks ass, by 20, and Arizona by 11. Okay.
Both these teams suck. Situational handicap. They are on the very difficult Pac-12 Utah Colorado weekend road trip. So there is that. I'm with you though. I think the 3 ball allows them to cover the number. Michigan heads to Piscataway, New Jersey, where Rutgers is laying 6.5. 5:30 on the West Coast. This
has to be a low point in Michigan basketball. Getting 6.5 points against Rutgers.
You can't lay 6.5 points with Rutgers, can you?
I mean, Michigan's 2-7 ATS on the road, and as Colby points out, they one of their star players can't go on the road, which I'm sure
he's allowed to now. He's allowed to.
He is okay.
Yeah, Doug McDaniel is apparently allowed to go now. So with that news, give me the points. But Rutgers can't score. They're going to score 52 points. You're telling me can Michigan get to 46? Sure, let's go.
Yeah, you can't lay 6.5 with Rutgers.
Rutgers did just lose by 17 at home. This is just a tough handicap because you have confidence in Michigan, Colby, or is this just a fate of Rutgers laying a bunch?
Rutgers is one of the worst offenses in power in like power basketball. What do you power? You know what you call it, Power 5 in top level basketball, in college basketball. How am I supposed to say that, Colby? How do you call it Power 5 in college?
No, I mean that's because it's 6 conferences with the Big East, but it will be Power 5 next year when there's the Pac-2.
Oh,
so that works.
Why are you rubbing salt in the wound? I mean, this Rutgers offense is, you know what? Great time to bring up their offensive rating. So we have to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Here we are, Rutgers, number 356. There are 6 teams with worse offensive ratings. Navy from the Patriot League, Lindenwood from the Ohio Valley Conference. We have 2 teams from the MEAC, Coppin State, and then we have Maryland Eastern Shore, who one of our favorites from a couple of years back. Then we have 2 teams from the SWAC, Alabama State and Mississippi Valley State, who just got their first dub, I believe, of the year.
They stormed down there
because they got their first win. How cute! Rutgers is only better than them. That's it. They're worse than Temple, Sean.
They have a huge recruiting class coming in, and to be fair, for Steve Peichel, they got hit in the portal pretty bad.
He got Peichelled in the portal.
Yeah,
Peichel got portaled.
He thought he was going to get Cam Spencer that transferred out to UConn, and thought he was going to have him come back. The other kid went to Washington. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. So they kind of got hit in the portal a little bit. So yeah, it's a down year, but. If you're a Rutgers fan, you got that Danny DeVito, Jersey Mike's money coming in, and you got a top class. All right, so be patient with Peichel. But yeah, I think you got to take Michigan in the points, especially with Doug McDaniel back. He's going to be the best player on the court.
That is big.
So yeah.
All right, let's head to the mainland where UC Davis at 6 p.m. on the West Coast hosts Hawaii. Imagine flying all the way from Hawaii just to go to some podunk country ass cow town. UC Davis -2.5. They had a nice. I don't know if they still do. They had a nice rugby program when I was playing. That country strength. What are we doing? Hawaii on the mainland. We like that.
Hawaii, one of the worst road teams ATS in the Big West, 3-5. But do we believe, Colby? Do we believe in UC Davis?
I think we go with Hawaii here. They've been playing better of late. Now I get it. The road, they have a legit disadvantage because their travel is insane. But UC Davis has kind of been fading down the stretch a little bit. Jim Les and them, they were in first place for a while there. I haven't liked the way they've played recently. They just got blown out in Bakersfield. I think you take the points in the Rainbow Warriors here. And then look, Hawaii's still in the mix. Like this is a big game as far as seeding goes as well. UC Davis and Hawaii, I think they're only separated by 2.5 games. So huge game here for the Rainbow Warriors, and they've been playing a lot better lately. So I'll take a shot on the Rainbow Warriors at least to cover this, especially with Davis's struggles lately.
I mean, they're most likely flying to a location and then having to drive at least an hour.
You don't think there's a lot of direct flights from Davis to
Sacramento?
Yeah, maybe Sacramento.
Well, Sacramento would be the
probably
closest.
San Francisco. Honestly.
That's what I mean. So this is Colby's right. This is a massive disadvantage here. They are the better basketball team, though, right? UC Davis is another one of these trash offenses.
I mean, I'm looking at UC Davis and their turnover percentage on offense. That's pretty horrible. And Hawaii's, I don't know. I mean, Hawaii's 3-point defense is pretty good. I don't know if that really matters because UC Davis doesn't shoot the three.
We've talked for long enough. Give me UC Davis laying the points. They're good at getting to the line, and they're not horrible at the line.
I'll stick with Hawaii. Take a couple points here.
Yep, lots of cows up there. Montana, oh boy, I mean, we're just talking about all my favorite teams. Montana taking on the alma mater of Cooper Kupp, Eastern Washington, and that abomination of a red football field they play on. Eastern Washington laying 5 here against the Grizzlies, which, by the way, I've really been trying to think. There's a good chance Colby and I are going to do some animal handicapping on the VSiN show with you not here this week, Sean. So stay tuned for that, and just really, really thinking hard on
no.
grizzly bear versus lion situation. So anyway, unrelated to this game, Eastern Washington's laying 5, 6 p.m. on the West Coast.
I saw a video today of a 3-legged bear in Florida.
Oh, it's
going around,
still fuck you up.
Going around, you know, the residential neighborhood, searching the trash cans. This 3-legged animals, you know, that you got to watch out for them. No, this game's awesome. The Big Sky has 2 really good games tomorrow night, and Big Sky, very fun conference. Especially Eastern Washington's got a great track record. Remember, not that long ago, the Groves brothers almost knocked off the Jayhawks in round 1. So currently E-Dubs in first place. Montana's in second. That's what I mean. Gigantic game. E-Dubs 9-1 at home. They've been playing a little shitty, I would say, in the past week or two. But I think they get it together. You saw them get it together the last game when they went to Northern Colorado and get it done. Northern Colorado is still in contention as well. So I think Eastern Washington proves that they're the blue blood. They're the team to beat in this conference. So I say lay that number with the Eagles at home. There,
I'm fading you. They've been good at home straight up, but they've not been good against the number. Eastern Washington 3-4-1 ATS, and you bring in a Montana team with some confidence, as you pointed out, second nipping at the heels of Eastern Washington, and they are the number 3 free throw shooting team in the nation. And you're giving them 5 points. Love a big dog that can hit their free throws. Give me Montana +5.
In fairness, Eastern Washington also a very good free throw shooting team. Also a very good 3-point shooting team. Montana, exactly, and that's the main take is that these are. I mean, Montana, a very slow team. Eastern Washington, a team that wants to play at pace. Who's the home team, Colby?
Those Eagles.
Yeah, home teams dictate pace. Sean is fading the Eagles. Colby and I are taking the Eagles, laying 5 on Thursday night.
Hey, have you signed up over at UnderdogFantasy.com? Step 1, sign up. Use the promo code SGPN. Get that 100% deposit match. If you're on the fence, do sign up between now and the end of February because we're going to be doing a bonus drawing. For people who have signed up, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/dog, giving away a hat, a t-shirt, and a $50 SGPN gift card to 5 lucky SGPN viewers. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/dog to get in on the contest. Colby, what higher lowers do we like for tonight's slate?
I was disappointed that Philip. What's that?
Oh, I was going to say, congrats to us. Well, did you guys play as a 2 pick'em or a 3 pick'em? Because I played.
Oh no! Did I screw it up?
I played as a 2 pick'em. Jesse Edwards lower PRA that cashed, and then Armando Baycott coming in with the 12th rebound at the end there. So I had a nice cash here.
Oh, I had it as 2. I mean, this guy tried to, he tried to ruin it.
Kramer tried to crowbar his 3rd one in there. I don't know if that was a good idea, Kramer.
Why are you guys being mean?
Well, did you hit? I forget what your 3rd one was.
I did not hit.
Oh man. Oh, I was rooting for you. Colby, what do we like tonight in college basketball?
Bad juju. Wow.
Unfortunately, the leg amputation, Kyle Filipowski is not available on the board right now, but
wow.
Wait, they reattached his leg?
They got it back together. Reports are that they got it back together.
Oh no, Filipowski is on the board, Colby.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What are you
spelling Filipowski? Spell.
Oh yeah, I see him now. I see him. My bad. Well, we got to take the lower because he's a pussy. 16 and a half points. Let's take the lower on that.
Do we want to do the PRA or just the points?
Yeah, we could do the PRA. 28 and a half.
No,
28 and a half.
Out.
All right. I don't know.
No, I think that's better. Let's go to 28 and a half.
So lower 28 and a half points, rebounds, assists for Filipowski. What else we got?
I'm going to go to that Maryland game. Northwestern's taking on Maryland. Maryland is laying 5. The line's telling you everything. Maryland's in like what, 3rd to last place, 4th to last place. I think they're gonna put it on Northwestern. They beat them by 20 a year ago at Cole Fieldhouse there in College Park. Jameer Young, former DeMatha grad, I think he goes off against Northwestern. So I will take the higher on 21 and a half points. I was thinking about the 9.5 first half points.
Ooh,
I like. Yeah, let's do the first half.
Let's do the first half points. Yeah. Okay. Get on over there. This thing's fantastic.
So we got Kyle Filipowski lower, and that is set at 28 and a half points, rebounds, and assists, and Jameer Young higher, 9.5 first half points. That pays plus 300 over at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
See, I can't believe I'm never using independent thought again during the underdog segment.
Why?
Because I didn't win last time I did that. It's a horrible idea. All right. Only a couple more of these absolute barn burners. We're staying in Colby, would you say this is where does the Big Sky rank on your conference rankings?
This year it's up a little bit. I think there's more competition. Normally Eastern Washington just runs through it. But Weber State's really good. Montana keeps a decent program, and then Northern Colorado is despite losing Dalton Neck to Tennessee has been pretty good considering. So I would have it. It's a really fun conference.
Ken Pom has them in a tier with the Summit League and American East, 21, 22, 23.
I think they're better than those two leagues, but not by that much, but disagrees. Better. Yeah.
All right. Let's stay in the Big Sky where we got Northern Colorado and Weber State. Feels like a great FCS football matchup here. We're heading. Are we, Sean? I'm sure you have an elevation note here as we head to Ogden, Utah, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Weber State laying 5.
Well, I mean, Northern Colorado coming from
Greeley,
which I think it's pretty similar elevation. Is that elevation? I'll get to you.
Do you
I'll
not
get
have that map memorized?
Greeley, Colorado, you're looking at elevation of 4675, and I bet you Ogden, Utah, not too far off from that. They are 4,300, so not a massive difference here.
Interesting.
Elevation.
So you're saying it's a wash?
I'm saying it's a push. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. People want to know that. Colby, what are we doing here with this game?
The line's a little stinky. It's a little stinky.
How so?
I mean, Weber State is 10-2 at home. They won by 29 in Greeley.
Little revenge game here for Northern Colorado. Is that what's moving it? I mean, Weber State hasn't been great ATS at home. 5-4, nothing really amazing. How I don't know. You think Weber State just cooks them, or the only thing that's scaring you off is their? I mean, Northern Colorado, from what I can tell, their defense not good.
Yeah, they're 272nd in defensive rating, and that's the thing. Like I said, part of the stink is you look at defense and offensive rating. Weber State charts as top 100 in both. They're 63rd in offense, 77th in defense. It's just the line just is off to me. But I guess you could say Northern Colorado's in third place, Weber's in fourth. They're jockeying for position. I think Weber's just a much better team, though. I'll dive into the stink, as my guy Patty C says. Give me the Wildcats.
So as Patty C,
he's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Because the spread should be bigger. That's what stinks.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that. Like I usually don't.
They won by 30 in Greeley. Yeah.
I'll take Weber State. Screw it.
They also just beat Eastern Washington on the road, and they're coming off a loss against Idaho State. Idaho State. So yeah, I'm with Colby. I guess it stinks, or maybe you're ahead of the curve, and the number is going to close bigger, and you're going to look like a genius. Lay it.
Yes, Weber State only 4-4 ATS after a loss, so nothing crazy there. But I'm with Weber. Give me Weber.
I also stand with Weber. All right, let's head over to Seattle, Washington. Oh, we're gonna get to see our guy play. Seattle U
sideshow.
They're taking on UT Arlington, laying 6 points, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Interesting to see the stink travel all the way to Utah. We know Courtney Love, as we learned recently, from California.
It's a little fishy up there in Seattle.
Yeah, resided up there in the Pacific Northwest, involved in that grunge state. Who knew who that music style and cleanliness style. Anyway, how's our guy doing up on Seattle? They're laying 6 here, Colby.
Oh man, this is a huge game too. I mean, Seattle's jockeying for position as well in the WAC. They're currently in third place. Grand Canyon's lost 2 in a row, so they're in a good spot if they can continue to win. But Arlington's good. I mean, Arlington's been ass on the road, but I mean they're a pretty talented team. They've won 3 straight. Both these teams are hot right now. I think I'll take the points, despite the ozone layer being a lit environment for the for the what do they call it now?
Oh, what do you mean?
They're called something else now. The Freebirds. I don't know what the hell their name is now.
The Red
Hawks.
We learned about this. Remember, Colby was wrong about their previous name, and he told me he was going to go look it up.
He's still looking it. He's still looking it up from a couple weeks ago.
It's Puget Sound, I think, or there was some other Washington school.
Puget Sound is a college. Colby did nail that.
Yeah,
I couldn't find
Mike Oliphant, the former Cleveland Browns running back, played for Puget Sound. Look him up. Got traded for Ernest Biner in '89.
So that's why Colby's so good at Immaculate Grid.
Yeah, why?
The Mike Oliphant references.
That's amazing, useless information.
UT Arlington, one of the best teams in the conference. ATS on the road. I think this is a hair high. Give me, I'm with Colby. Give me UTA +6. Seattle's a better team, but they don't like destroy teams at home. They've been 9-7 ATS, so that's fine. But Arlington seems to show up on the road. A little worried about their turnovers, but I think
offensive rebounding, man. They're UT Arlington's top 40 team offensive rebounding. That's the difference. Yeah. They can cover. They hang in that game. Maybe they win it.
Extra possessions.
Let's go.
Yeah. Good luck with all of that. I'll take the home team. I'll lay the points. I think Seattle's fairly strong in a lot of the same things that UT Arlington's strong at, and I mean, UT Arlington reckless with the ball. A lot of reasons to like the Seattle defense here as the home squad, laying the points. Comfortable spot where I like to be.
Kramer,
sorry, Discord.
Of course, we are doing our weekly Patreon pick'em. Hopefully, everyone signed up. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Free entry into the pick'em there. Depending on your Patreon subscription. Shout out to Andrew Cochran. Not only he won the Chiefs Super Bowl future you accidentally shredded, but you will still be good for it. And he also won. He won 2 weeks, not back to back, but he won the Dave Canales marriage book and a SGPN party pack. What are we giving out for this week's prize on our weekly pick'em? sportsgamblingpodcast.com.
That's a great question, Sean.
/Patreon. What do we got, Kramer?
I don't know. What are you thinking this week? We've done. It's kind of. Are we in limbo for paper ticket time, or?
Yeah, we're not gonna be out in studio till March 15th.
Yeah. So which would allow pre-March Madness futures are still on the table. We don't have any more copies of the Dave Canales book. We could do another version of random stuff on Colby's desk mixed with a couple other SGP.
We did clear off Colby's desk though.
We kind of have a box that is
why
representative of Colby's desk.
Sandbagging son of a gun?
The desk you didn't use when you came in, we have cleared that off.
You guys moved the couch into it, you know.
I'll be generous because I know this is a hot ticket item, and I did find an extra one, so we can do a mini helmet. Which
okay, mini helmet and a party belt.
Oh wow, you're feeling very generous. Mini helmet and party. Will you sign the mini helmet if the person wants?
They want.
I'll think about it if you ask nicely. All right, I think we have a mini helmet over there. Let's do an inventory. We have, and we still have.
We do.
We definitely do.
Yep.
All right. Perfect.
Pretty sure. So that is this week's Patreon pick and prize. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon.
I did hook up Jack, who we ran into and hung out by the slot machine for a while out in Vegas a little bit ago.
The slot. How's the slot?
Kind of dumped a whole bunch of random swag on him. So he hopefully he got through customs on the way back.
He was from England.
He was bragging about how he does not pay any taxes on gambling winnings. He was very much flexing that in our face, and I was like, God damn, we need to get out of this damn country.
We need our own Boston Tea Party for gambling taxes.
Yeah, I mean, right, exactly. What's going on here? It's all backwards. The media is lying to us. All right, time to talk about the Anteaters. Hopefully, wearing pants. Go ahead into Northridge, California, Sean, where we got
sucking up the ants.
Yeah, we got an Anteater. We got Anteaters heading into Matador country. Funny enough, there are a probably higher than average amount of Anteaters in Northridge due to the industry that likes to film there. UC Irvine laying 7. Obviously, Sean's on the Matadors. Colby, why are we taking the Irvine Anteaters here?
I mean, I don't know that I can because you look at what Andy Newman. I love LA, not Randy Newman. But you know, he's year 1 coming over from Santa Barbara. I mean, not San Bernardino, not Santa Barbara. He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job there.
This is crazy.
I'll edit that out. So no one hears that.
People want us to make sure we know ball. Everyone's talking about the crazy run the Gophers have been ATS 23-4, certainly pretty crazy, but nipping at their heels. My Matadors 20-7 against the number.
Hello.
Not great from the free throw percentage, but they do play some decent defense, and they just. I don't know what it is. What is it, Colby? They just people keep doubting them. Pretty good on the offensive boards.
They catch big numbers.
And
it's true, but they've been decent straight up as well.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of a sleepy.
Colby
is
all right. As Colby. Here he's back now.
Did I
Colby
freeze?
broke up?
Did I
there.
freeze?
He broke up.
Yeah, you're back now.
Oh, I was saying that they have Long Beach State on deck, which is a rivalry game for Irvine. So I think that and Long Beach State's still in that mix. So I think it's kind of a sleepy spot for the Anteaters. I'll take the points in the Matadors. I think Irvine's going to win the game, but I just think it's the sleepy spot. You got the rival on deck.
Can I ask Sean?
Yes.
As a Matador yourself, who was the big rival?
I don't know. Academics. Not a very book dominated crowd there up in Northridge, but coming off a nice win at Cal State Fullerton, they're at home. I think this is I'm slightly disagreeing with Colby. I do think they have a chance to win outright.
They covered in the I mean, they played them close last time they played.
Yeah.
On the road. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll take a home dog, Sean. Take a Matador.
Oh no. Come on, Ryan. You need those Anteaters.
No. Although I will say the Anteaters, a lot of Anteaters up in that part of the valley. You got to be careful. Head on a swivel. All right, 3 more to go. These are actual big schools people may have heard of before. UCLA heads to Seattle, Washington. where the Huskies are laying 4. This UCLA team, Colby, and the Pac-12 in general is definitely. I feel like this is how we feel about the Pac-12 every year this time, where it's like, whichever one of these squads gets into the postseason, they're going to give someone trouble.
Well, UCLA definitely could be interesting. I mean, started out pretty cold, but since like middle of January, playing pretty good ball, but they did lose back to back to Utah and USC. I don't know. This kind of feels
home
like
games.
Yeah. No, I'm saying this feels like they got to bounce back, but I don't know. How say you, Colby?
No, I think they do bounce back. Washington's one of the hardest teams to read, though. They're Arizona State of the North, and Mike Hopkins is going to be fired, I think, because that roster is way more talented than what they do every year. They're just 15-13. I think UCLA's due, and I think UCLA's a money line play. I don't think you don't even need to take the points. Just play it on the money line because, okay, USC, they got UCLA in the revenge game, but the Utah game, UCLA should have won that game. Utah won on a crazy circumstance. I think UCLA's playing some of the best ball in the Pac-12. I mean, obviously Arizona would be and Washington State on a tier alone, but after that, I actually believe UCLA is playing the best out of the remaining schools. So I will take the Bruins and the 4. Like I said, money line. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the decent matchup, but I think more talented team, more desperate spot. UCLA, they just need this win, and they're good ATS on the road, 6-2-1. So I'm with you. Take the Bruins, and I do think they're live on the money line. Kramer, I assume you like Washington.
So I was actually looking up to see where the Pac-12 was for tournament teams. Colby, how many teams are they getting in right now? 3, maybe 4.
Well, I would say Oregon, Washington State, and Arizona in. Colorado, maybe.
Colorado, maybe. Utah, maybe. UCLA are they a maybe?
No, I don't think so. No. They got to win they lost to Cal State Northridge this year. So I mean,
too many bad. Yeah. So they're backs against the wall. They got. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good. I don't have a good read on the Pac-12 in general this year. So I'll and this UCLA team's been maddening. Every time I have gotten involved and watched them play, I believe we were in Vegas and I was just screaming at the TV as they just routinely did no sort of offense and just it's like a classic college basketball team. They just forget how to play basketball for long stretches, and you forget how many like seasoned veterans they had on that team for so many years. So yeah, give me Washington Huskies. UW dog. Plus, now that Washington's no longer going to be a football program, got to really lean into the basketballs. And reminder, the to cut down on travel costs, the Pac-12 does the weekend road trip situation. So
they weren't cutting down on the travel costs. They're just the $50,000 suites for Larry Scott.
Exactly. They needed to keep that buffer. So this week we have the LA teams traveling to Washington, going to spend some time seeing the beautiful state. Of course, we know the eastern part of the state very different from the western part. Dry versus wet. Washington State, the Cougars.
Great analysis.
It's true. One side of the mountain range and the other. -7.5 in Pullman against the Trojans. I don't. This Washington State team, they're going to take my money at the window.
Yeah,
in
great
March.
Team. They've been fun, and knock on wood, they're going to go on a run here.
Big number though.
But yeah, big number. Bronny James show out game. No, Bronny's been. Has Bronny done anything, Colby?
What a loser.
A little bit. I mean, he's a freshman, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, but. Come on, we're on Stormwatch, guys. This is the final time USC is going into Pullman. They're not going to schedule a road game to USC ever again. All right, and you add in the mix. And you add in the mix that Washington State's playing for a Pac-12 championship. They're in contention with Arizona right there. They swept Arizona. They have the tiebreaker. Arizona's playing at Arizona State tonight. Weird things happen in that game. Yeah, lay the points. Kyle Smith and Washington State. Stormwatch, baby. Let's go. If you're going to this game, if you're hitting the Coug before the game, you got to remind everyone at the Coug. You storm heavy. You storm often. All right, in Pullman. Let's go.
They
as 7.5 point favorites.
Who cares about the line? Who gives a fuck about the line? USC.
Well, I do. I mean, that's the whole point of the show.
USC is laying off essentially a bunch of Washington State people because they're leaving this conference. This is your chance. You storm. You remind them on what private school pussies they are. All right, let's go State.
Worth noting that when LeBron James was this age, Bronny's age, he was scoring 20.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists in the NBA, winning the NBA Rookie of the Year, becoming the third player in league history to average 25 and 5 as a rookie.
Who would you rather build your team around, LeBron James or Bronny James? Coming up after the break.
Right now?
Now, Bronny James is the highest paid player in college basketball. So, that's another thing you add into the mix there for Washington State to storm. Let's go.
I do like.
Give me that Bronny money. Yeah. Are they gonna like rob his wallet?
Yeah, exactly. get after it. Wow, led the Cavs to an 18 game improvement at the same age that Bronny is right now. Hey, he's a freshman. I like how Colby's defending the kid. He loves the college sports. I'll lay the points with you. Love Bigfoot. Love Washington State. Go Cougs. I almost rang the bell. I almost got too excited. Wrong bell. All right, last one. Gonzaga heads to San Francisco to take on the Dons, which we learned nothing to do with Italian Americans. 8 p.m. on the West Coast. Gonzaga laying 4.5. Boy, is this the shortest this number's been in a decade?
Yeah, and look, I'm terrified. If you're a Zags fan, obviously they won at Rupp Arena a couple weeks ago. That was a huge win. And they're coming into form a little bit. Mark had a few too many. Is getting the team together, but here's the sneaky spot. So Gonzaga's in second, San Francisco's in third, but in first is St. Mary's.
Yeah,
and that game's on Saturday. That game's on Saturday. So I do think it's worth taking a shot on the Dons to upset the Bulldogs here. So yeah, let's take a shot on them.
Now
Chase Center will be rocking.
Well, this is not a home game for San Francisco.
Yeah, it is. It's just a semi. They're playing at the Chase Center instead of on campus.
Well, I know, but that's
okay.
It's not. It's home game.
It's still storm worthy. If you win, you storm. Get Gonzaga when they're down.
No, the San Francisco
before they join
students,
the Mountain West or the Big 12.
Yeah, San Francisco students will be storming, but it's to raise awareness to our carbon footprint.
Got it. But just to be clear, this is where the Warriors play.
Yeah.
Okay. So not a home.
So it's actually going to be probably a lot harder to storm there.
Yeah, it's going to take them like 10 minutes to get down from the Raptors.
Doesn't that give Gonzaga more reason to be up?
I think you're right, actually, man. I actually think you're right. You know what?
That hurts.
Benedict, give me my music. Give me my music.
Yes. Let's go.
Give me the Bulldogs. Gonzaga's going to get it done.
Yeah, Colby, how are they playing this in the Warriors arena?
Failure.
Disgusting.
I'm sticking with the Dons. I think this is less about the Dons and more about the look ahead spot for Gonzaga, fading that. So I'm on San Francisco. Ryan, I assume Gonzaga's favorite. You're better.
I was always there. I had to wait for you two to stop yammering to bring up the fact that this wasn't a home game.
Yammering.
Yammering. Stammering? Yammering. Sitting on your rocking chair.
Yammering.
That's it. We've reached the apex.
Yes. All right. Time for our best bets for February 29th, 2024. Kramer, what do you have for the college hoops?
And happy leap day to all who celebrate.
Yes.
We get this beautiful extra day to bet on college basketball. And even Colby attempted to slander it by calling it a light slate. My locks. Well, I'm not going to start off a day that only happens once every 4 years with a dog. So let's Ohio State it right away. Minus 2.5.
Okay.
Good opportunity to fade. I'm not getting into these weird conferences. I don't know enough about them, Sean. I want the stuff in my pocket is going to be in my pocket. Secondly, because I'm sure one of you is going to throw that UMass Lowell game out, and you guys are absolute savages for doing so. All right. My second lock, Eastern Washington. Solid squad. Like Colby said, we like the Big Sky. Some good competition at the top. We're going to lay the 5.
I love how you set it up with, I'm not going to go with these weird conferences. Only conferences I know a lot about.
Big Sky and Summit League. We have watched a lot of out here. We are West Coast guys, Sean. Please pay attention to the program. For my dog, I'll leave CSUN for you, Sean. Assuming I've taken another dog. Rutgers cannot be laying this many points. Period. Michigan, take him as a dog. Wolverines, probably not mistaking a Wolverine for a dog, but I think they make pretty good dogs. Quick anecdote about a Wolverine in I believe it was South Africa, but it's a buddy of mine was hunting, and one of them chased him up a tree, almost killed him. So
really,
a Wolverine, real live Wolverine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that dangerous.
I don't think they are. That's why the story was funny. I think it's the equivalent of to a South African, it's like a squirrel chasing you up a tree. So Michigan on the money line. Probably the only time you'll hear me say something nice about Michigan playing a New Jersey squad.
I'm going to keep it in the West Coast. Going to take the Bruins, catching the number there in Washington. And then
good luck.
Taking our Cougs, laying the big number against USC. And then, of course, the Matadors on the money line. Or UC Irvine on upset alert. Storm. We call ourselves the Stormtroopers. SGPN Stormtroopers. Feel free to use that, Colby.
Got a weird helmet.
Lock UNC Wilmington -4 against Hofstra, the Flying Dutchman.
What?
You didn't know that about Hofstra?
No. It's a wild pick.
The next lock is South Dakota State. All right, their name brand there. Got to go with it. Got to go with it. Yeah.
He wanted to stay in the area people could understand what he was saying.
It's their conference, and the money line. I mean,
because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina. You don't come to East Carolina. You don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
And may I throw out that parlay of UCLA and ECU money line? It's just
Colby. What about a Sean and Colby alumni parlay of CSUN and ECU?
I do like that angle. Let's go. That much better programs than Virginia Tech, Sean.
Yeah, Ryan, you didn't. How you dealing with the Syracuse loss?
Oh, it's not good. Thanks for asking.
Oh, okay.
But the football team is going to be top 25, 86% of the returning production from last year, including the entire offense. I'm very excited.
Kramer's
drone strike.
Shredding the Virginia Tech football ticket does make me higher on that program. Yes.
The Virginia Tech ticket was not shredded. It has been recovered.
Okay.
There was also some tomfoolery and some extra hands going in the money bag.
What's that Mike Young buyout, and will you be donating?
Listen, I'm at this point with Virginia Tech. I write checks only on demand. So if there's a good reason, I'll write a check.
Yeah, I mean, look, you maybe their NIL collective. Go get a couple more greenies to that roster.
Let's get Buzz back in town. He should be available. I mean, if Buzz comes home, I'll be stoked. That sounds fabulous.
You got a parlay, Kramer?
I do have a parlay.
Yeah, what are we talking parlay?
Well, we like geography here on the program.
Okay.
I'm going to say, give me the state of Washington parlay. Gonzaga laying the points. Washington laying the points. Washington State laying the points. Seattle laying the points. Woo! And Eastern Washington laying the points.
So you got Gonzaga -4.5. Yep.
Washington State -7.5.
Okay.
Washington -4.
-4.
Seattle -6.
Okay.
And Eastern Washington -5. I think that's all the schools in Washington.
So that's a Kramer special. I'm out on this one.
We talked about a tremendous amount of games in the state of Washington, or for schools in this. Well, most of them are home games too.
Yeah, but Sean and Colby on the EC. Do we want to put in? Do we want to make it a round robin with UCLA, Colby?
Yes. No? Yes. Let's go. Let's go.
Goodness.
Yeah, with UCLA.
ECU, CSUN, East Carolina money line parlay.
The Homer one's better. You guys sure?
Colby, I'll let you decide. Do we include UCLA?
No, I like this.
Or not?
We got to put UCLA in there because they're going to beat Washington. Let's go.
Okay.
It's kind of not what I said, but okay.
All right. Yes. That conflicts with Ryan's crazy Washington.
It's okay.
parlay.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Eddie Better in the chat saying, "I like the Washington angle!" !
Yeah.
Ryan, shout out to Eddie Better, all-time handle in the YouTube chat. Shout out to everyone tuning in. Make sure you go to sportsgamingpodcast.com/dog. Use that promo code SGPN. Get the 100% deposit match. Why would you not at least a little dabble there on a 100% deposit match? Get yourself a nice 2 pick'em college basketball entry plus 300.
Also, best ball.
Best ball right around the corner. Again, 4 entries into Best Ball Mania where you could literally win millions of dollars. At least sign up and get the bonus. You owe it to yourself. Toss us a nice rating and review over on Apple Podcasts. Always appreciate that. Hooking up loyal listeners with some sweet SGPN gift cards.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Great show, Sean.
Kramer. Let it ride.